Greetings, TheaterJones people. We have a marvelous opportunity to do an interview with one of the great singers of our era, someone at the very top of the heap, Samuel Ramey, who has sung, well, innumerable operas all over the world, in all the major opera houses. And he is here in Dallas to be in Boheme. And welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Welcome, Sam. I'm sure that the shock of all of this for our audience is what you're actually singing in Boheme. You know, I was thinking you were.
Some people might be shocked. Some people not. But
I thought you were going to be one of the four.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm a little past it to do. You know, I'm not a young singer anymore.
Well,
they always think those four guys as young guys. You know?
Yeah. But I'm sure you can pull it off. But so tell us, what are you singing in this?
I'm singing the roles of Benoit, the landlord of the four guys in the first act, and Alcindoro, the elder sugar daddy of Musetta, temporary sugar daddy of Musetta in the second act.
They were all temporary with her. Yeah. She moved through them pretty quick. She had quite the quite the Rolodex. And, well, that dates me, Rolodex. But these are compromisal roles, really.
Yeah, character roles. Yeah.
And you're usually the marquee name.
Well, you know that can only go on so long. You know, when you get to be of a certain age, you know.
But the voice sounds wonderful.
Well,
it really does. So let's talk about these two roles. Benoit gets absolutely plastered, and they throw him out of the because they don't have any money for rent, and so they get him plastered, and he sort of talks about running around with his wife, and they pretend to be horrified.
Right.
And so, have you ever played another role where you were sober and 10 minutes later you were blind drunk?
Gosh, you know, I don't think I have. I don't think.
I can't
think I ever did.
I can't think of one.
Never did.
Falstaff, maybe, but that's not your role. Although you did say.
I sang Falstaff when I was in college as a student, but I never. That's the only time I undertook it.
That's just. Yeah, I think he gets tipsy, doesn't he? And then Alcindoro, who was the elderly
suitor.
Yes. Refuge for Musetta, who is madly in love with Marcello, but the two of them just don't get along at all. Actually, I know a lot of couples that don't get along at all.
We've all known all of
Yeah. And she's now taken up with you, and there's the scene in at the Café Mimou, where you're there with her and Marcello is there, and a scandal ensues. As Gilbert and Sullivan would say, notice has gotten to all the papers. So what is that like? I mean, that's just completely opposite of Benoit. He's really just at wit's end with her.
Right. Yeah. He can't believe, you know, that because he's a very proper gentleman.
Well known. You know.
And so he's
and
totally shocked.
Pulling her dress up
from the beginning of the act, of the entrance until.
Yeah, and she at the end she sends you off to buy a shoe.
Right.
And then they all leave you with the bill.
Well, actually, in this production, that doesn't happen.
Oh, it doesn't?
I mean, I was a bit surprised that in this production, Alcindoro, once he exits, he never re-enters.
Oh, with the shoe?
But no.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah.
stores closed.
I mean, they go through the motions of,
With the whole.
making the bill,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
will be presented to Alcindoro,
But you're
but
not
you
there.
don't actually see that happen.
Well, that's, actually, maybe that's better, because it's kind of hard to faint
Yeah.
on the stage.
But I did want to say that I'm really thrilled to be. I haven't sung in Bohème for many, many years now, and but in the early years of my career, Colline, which I sang a lot, was kind of a good luck role for me, because it was when I joined New York City Opera in the early 1970s. It was one of the first. It was sort of the first larger role that they gave me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I later on made my debut in Chicago, the Chicago Lyric in Chicago, and San Francisco Opera and Paris Opera with La Bohème.
Colline
Actually
has
in
a,
Fort Worth. I sang it in Fort
really?
Worth in the early 70s.
Colline has a magnificent moment all to himself.
Yeah, in the last act,
Where he
beautiful moment.
Says
Yeah.
goodbye to his coat.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. Well, of course, they're dirt poor and artists, and they like it that way.
Right.
That he's going to sell his coat to help poor Mimi.
Hmm.
And it's just one of those great moments. And nobody is stealing the scene from you at that particular moment. So are there other? We talked about a few other similar character roles that you said you're trying to reinvent yourself. Do you have your eyes on anything?
Well, I've thought about that a lot, and I thought, well, maybe like the
Saracen.
what's his that sacristan in Tosca might be something, but who knows?
Who knows? But you're looking for these kinds to do
Yeah.
these kinds of opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, how about that? I think that's just marvelous. It shows the maxim, proves the maxim that there are no small roles.
True. That's right. Yeah.
Because, I mean, can you imagine what would happen if you had somebody that couldn't act at all as Benoit?
Mhm.
I mean, that whole scene would just flop. How hard is it to play drunk?
Well, it's not easy, especially in this case, because I mean it happens musically. You have very little time to do any drinking,
Because you're singing the whole time.
yeah, you're either singing or waiting to sing.
Yeah.
And so there's very little time to actually do it, much drinking. But
I never thought of
I
that.
give it
I never thought of
I give
that.
it a shot.
Yeah. And then another, and then another. That never occurred to me. And I sung in Bohème and I've conducted it, and it never occurred to me. And nobody gives you any time to drink. But how is it like trying to play that?
Well, it's a tricky part. I mean, it's a very tricky little part musically.
Difficult rhythmically? And,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is. And you have to sing in a sort of funny voice? Or you?
No, I don't. The maestro and I, he didn't really want to go too much over the top with the vocalization. So I sing it pretty much.
Like Samuel Ramey?
Yeah, sort of.
What about Alcindoro? Do you sing that in your regular voice? Or are you going to try and sound different from these two characters?
Well, a little bit, yeah.
What role did you sing more than anything else?
I think I never really ever kept these records or anything, how many performances I did of this and that. But I'm pretty sure if I did, I'd discover that Mephistopheles in Faust, in Gounod's Faust, would be probably on my most performed role over my career.
Speaking of which, you sang lots of devils.
Lots of devils, yes. Boito, Mephistopheles, the four villains in Hoffmann, Rake's Progress, Nick Shadow.
And then before we sign off here, tell us about the concert that you did in New York. It's A Date with the Devil.
Oh yes, well, this is years ago.
1990?
Early 90s sometime, yeah, the early 90s. I just had a contract to do a concert with the St. Luke's Chamber Orchestra in New York, but they left it up to me to pick repertoire, and so I didn't have any idea what to do, and I was having a discussion with my agent at the time, and he said, well, why don't you do all, a number of the arias from all of your devil roles, arias from, Mephistopheles and Faust and Boheme. So I put together a program, and then he said, you can call it A Date with the Devil. So that's what happened. I did, and the first few times I did it was a grueling concert.
I'm sure it was. One aria after another.
16 arias.
Oh wow!
And yeah, it was recorded. We did a recording of it in Munich with Julius Rudel conducting, and I had nice success with that.
I must dig that up, and I recommend that you dig that up. So anyway, La Boheme opens Friday. Opens Friday and plays for a number of performances. Is this like your first time with the reinvented Samuel Ramey?
No, actually, this is my second go at Benoit Auchin. I did it I live in Wichita, Kansas now. I'm teaching at the Wichita State University, and we have a local opera company there, and they did Bohème and asked me to do the two parts. So it was a couple of years ago I did them.
All right, so it's not the first time.
No, not the first time.
But you're going to get to see probably one of the top opera stars of our generation in a completely new light. So definitely come and see Bohème, and I hope that you have enjoyed this as much as I have, and that you have enjoyed doing this as well.
Of course, come see us.
He can tell me later that he didn't. Thank you all, goodbye.